Timestamp July 22nd, 2025, about 12:20 p.m. I'm gonna walk some dogs. I'm gonna take a shower. My girls should be here in a bit. And we got a couple errands to run. Yeah, come on, old man. Come on, Trip. Trip. Hazard. Come on. Here, let me help you. He'll kind of stand on the step. It's like half in, half out of the doorway. And it's almost like he forgets where he was going. I don't know. So I kind of have to put my paw behind his butt and gently, not punting the dog. Come on, you can do it. Kind of just tap him and then he goes again. I've had pullback cars like that before. You know, you put it down and you tap it and kind of go, and then you tap it and then it takes off, you know. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I know your type. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Boop. There you go. Just needs a little encouragement. And maybe to pick a lane. Picking a lane would be good. Pick a lane. We might get that rain. Looking for that bunny. Scrappy goes pee and then goes right to his bunny hunt. I know it's out here. Still not sure if he's figured out if there's two or more yet. You know what I mean? If he's still of the opinion maybe there's just one. Okay, looks like the burn barrel's doing pretty good there. Health check, feel pretty good. I went to bed probably 10-11 p.m. Sprang awake at 4 something a.m. Putzed around till about 8 a.m. Ate some cereal. Played some video games. Did a little bit of admin stuff. And then my body just said, no. So I went back and laid. I laid back down. And got up probably 11 something. Got another like 3-hour nap. Yeah, my body was just like, no, you're not, no. Sprang awake at 4 a.m., but it was just a drill. Ooh, rabbit sighting. Yep. I don't have any idea if I caught it on camera or not, but now you're going the wrong way. That's fine. Doing great, buddy. That was the light brown one. And Trip is following. Not my dad. I don't know if you know that or not. I'm not sure where his brain is on that one. Really not. Sorry, I made a promise. I'll keep you alive as long as you want to be. Soon hike. Oh my god. Bushwhacked. So, a couple errands to run. Hicks is planning on taking Tiny home to George for the night so that a little bit more stuff of Tiny's can get packed and brought here. Gives us more storage at George. That's the idea anyway. Hicks is gonna be doing some more stuff in my mom's office, trying to go through the stacks of papers, trying to thin the herd a little bit there. Just the amount of, everywhere I look, there's just trash and treasure, you know. Hicks was asking me about the bikes. What do I want to do with those? My dad would buy a pallet of beat up bicycles, bicycle parts at the auction. You know, there'd be 20, 30 frames that may or may not have chains, tires, wheels in general, you know. Sometimes they just have a rim but no rubber, you know, that kind of thing. And he would restore them to where they look like brand new bicycles. That was 10 years ago, you know. He hasn't worked on one of them in probably at least 5 years. He keeps saying that he will, and he keeps swearing that he worked on one the other day. But that's it, you know, that's just the dementia. That's something he said to me last time we talked on the phone was, you know, when I come home, when I finish up those bikes, there's probably 60 or 80 of them here, including those like 3-wheelers over there. But he's been saying that for 2 years. I'm going to finish up those bikes. And I know it's the dementia. You know, last time we talked, he said, look, you know, let me come home. I'll make a bunk out in the workshop, and you won't have to bother with me. I'm self-sufficient. I can handle it. I can take care of myself. And it's like, you really can't. I know you want to come home, but you can't. Technically, I think the state of Florida would be pissed at me if I tried it, because we still have the ceiling and the bed bugs and all that, and that was part of the it's unsafe for you, you know. And I'm not starting to waver in my decisions. I know that I did the right thing, but damn, it just keeps reminding me of. And this is going to be left field for probably most of you, but The Thing, John Carpenter. Love the film. It's one of my favorite John Carpenters. Watch it a couple times a year. There's a scene where they're talking to like Kurt Russell. It might have been Keith David. They're talking to Wilford Brimley through the door. They basically banished him to like the outdoor shed. And I mean, there's a lot of spoilers I could throw out here, but if you haven't seen the movie, see the movie. They're not sure what Brimley is. They're not sure if he's human or thing. And he's looking at him through like the almost prison slot in the door, and he says, I want to come back inside. And that line always kind of hits me anyway. It's always kind of a, you know. I keep hearing that in my head when I talk to my dad about that kind of thing. And, you know, honestly, similar concept, the idea of, I can't trust you to come back inside. because I'm not sure what'll happen. Which is probably why my brain plays that soundbite. Yeah, the IMAX in my head, I hear movie lines and things of that nature. Got like a couple of screens in the back of my brain dedicated to it. IMAX, it's really nice. But it's always applicable. Now that I finally got the paperwork from the VA, or from the lawyer, we forwarded the permanent guardianship papers to the VA. And that was one of the things holding us back on placement for him. Because up until now, the VA just had temporary placement. And that was something that Billy there had told me. He's like, temporary guardian is great, but if you're temporary guardian, you can't really make long-term decisions for your dad. Because we've got to think about the vet. In 30 days when they review it, if the court says, oh, no, we made a mistake, well, then suddenly he's in a home and he shouldn't have been. Which, I get it. I get it. So, sort of where we left off in that category was he was going to be looking into placement, but he couldn't really commit one way or t'other because what if? And I told him, like, hey, I got it. I got the permanent guardianship. And I think that probably increased his efforts, like a half step kind of thing. Like okay, I can be a little bit more aggressive in trying to find your dad a place, but I still need documentation proving that what you're telling me isn't BS. We emailed that to him yesterday, so. See what happens. Haven't had a shower in a couple days. I've been trying to go light on the septic just because we still haven't gotten a phone call from these guys. So I don't even know. So far nothing's backed up. I take that as a blessing, but there is that aspect of, should we be doing all the stuff that we're doing? I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. We're just winging it because your people slinked off into the night and didn't want to talk to me. I'm going to go with guilt. And I'm sure the threat of rain is what's been keeping them from coming back. Even though that's the one thing about Florida that's a little weird. We've almost always got a threat of rain going on. People make plans around it. And then sometimes the weather makes you look like a fool. Because 80% chance of rain and then it doesn't. And you're like, well, I could have, but I didn't, We're definitely going through some of that. Because I know that's why they haven't come back to deal with the mountains dirt. You're doing great, buddy. Keep looking. But I also know that there's probably an embarrassment factor. Which, honestly, you should be. And the other part of me is, I don't care. Do your job. Be professional. I've been there before. I've absolutely screwed up with clients and stuff before. I'm a people. But anyway, I'm going to get my Wabbit Hunter. And the old man, I think he may already be panting by the door. Take a shower. I'm not going to film that. That's a little weird. We're not doing that kind of show. And get done what I can get done. I hear him panting over there. Make it a great day.